Welcome back, everyone, to Paranormasight. We were at the phone last time. This is a new recording session.
Yep.
You know, I had a bit of release before we jump back into. Oh my god! Like, I'm pretty sure these next parts are gonna be like scary. So, yeah, well, let's just jump into it. Did you read this already?
All right. I do not remember, so I'll just read it again. It's simple. Hello, Shigimi. Oh man, Shigima. Oh,
Shigima.
Shigima. I am very tired. I did just wake up like an hour ago.
Good morning.
Shigima residence.
Oh. We're outside. Komagata Bridge. Oh, he called.
2 hours later, Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you.
Funny, I was just thinking the same thing.
We're on Komagata Bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night.
Nice. I'm always afraid to look around, bro.
I don't know. They're like, look to the left. Excuse me.
Ah! I don't think this one matters. Here, I'll go first.
There's something I need to tell you.
What's up?
Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi. Man, I am bad.
You're good. The one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping?
That's her. Well, she's dead.
She's what?
I killed her. The student who committed suicide last week, that was her.
I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead, only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Jonoichi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave?
It seems like we're back where we started.
Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put money on him having something to do with Miss Shiaraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her.
I see.
And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch.
A hunch?
Well, more of a theory.
A game
Care to
theory.
take a guess? A game theory. Literally a game. Hey, why don't you take a guess?
I can guess. I can't say for certain, but...
Oh, I guess we have to come up with the guess.
Yeah, you do. I already know what to pick.
What if Mr. Jonoichi silenced Michio Shiraishi with murder?
Imagine if it... What if Mr. Jonoichi silenced Mr. Jonoichi?
Yeah, what the...
What do you think?
I see. So you think Miss Shiraishi's death might not have been suicide? That would certainly give him a good reason to think she'd hold a grudge. But I'm not sure I'd buy it. What the heck was that?
I was wrong.
Oh, that might be a little bit far-fetched.
I see. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I'm not really cut out to play detective.
Well, no point dwelling on speculation. The truth will out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonoichi.
He's gazing down at the water. What does he see down there, I wonder?
I get so scared looking.
Imagine there's like a girl like hanging on the edge.
Yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Please go ahead.
Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries looking for curse bearers. And I think I found a few candidates. First, a tall man I ran into in Kinshibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Warigesui Bridge. There's no question about this one, he had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him too, it was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul drags, I'd bet, he'd make a good target. Next up is a pair, a young man and woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often, looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering Soldrex in a group might be a decent idea if you can make it work. But with things being how they are, it's got to be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around.
The police are involved?
Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's got to be up.
How do you know where they're from?
Let's just say that when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye.
You found all of them in so little time? I really did hire the best.
It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai. P.I. I rhyme.
You like to listen to my mixtape?
No, wait. Make that Richter Kai. Investigator extraordinaire.
My investigator extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? Homie looks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. You bet. An investigator extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Hi-ya!
He starts doing poses and shit at 2 a.m. in the morning. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising, am I right?
Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there are still others who we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot. That was like an old stupid rhyme from Eminem.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he was I think it was during the Donald Trump thing.
Oh.
It was a funny bar in my opinion, and people were memeing on it.
Extremely hot coffee pot?
Yeah, there was a thing on Twitter just like when the coffee pot starts to start getting hot, and then it was just like him paused, and then it's just a like, that's an awfully hot coffee pot, and then it's just I was like, what the fuck?
Didn't you want to tell me something?
I've already said everything I wanted to say. I went first, remember?
True. Oh, what?
Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. It's my only chance to bring my son back. Bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away.
You want to tell me something? Hello? There's something I need to... I thought...
Maybe think again? Oh.
Is there something I wanted to tell you, bro? Oh.
Oh yeah, because he was looking at the river.
Yeah.
The Sumida River. The water is filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful.
Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home?
I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. It looks like shit.
Right. Should have guessed.
This is where they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been, how cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back. Give back my son. Day after day after day.
You know, in olden times, people believe rivers marked where our world met the next.
Fuck you say.
So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. The same place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meireki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways.
Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told.
They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up from on the far shore, and stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide.
I was just thinking of irrigation. I didn't really think of that, sir.
What the heck? Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too.
So if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife?
Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing now, right over the water, the border between life and death. If there were ever a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Just thinking aloud, man.
That's a song. Well, it's a nice thought.
What? Something else?
Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you?
Go ahead.
I think it must have been 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. Alliteration. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. One day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand.
What?
It was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What were the chances that someone you find part of her that was still recognizable? How'd you find out it was her hand?
What the heck?
And although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have been an identifiable scar, and that they could tell it'd been murder from the blade marks to the bone on the bone. Oh, autopsy probably.
Wait. Are you talking about the Nejima murders? The Ned... Oh, yeah.
So you've heard of...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So you've heard about it.
So you've heard.
I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time.
I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Oh, what the?
Oh, that's the murderer.
The man who made headlines over 2 decades ago is the perpetrator of the brutal killings known as the Nejima murders. Denied the fact that... Oh, these are just updates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people get updated. To be honest, it was a bit of a blur. The wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotten and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill.
Sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny, everyone figures that the river is filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't go to a rooting around down there myself.
That's right. Which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody could go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people are moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made them easy targets for bad people. All of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped up the body into tiny pieces and threw it into the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
They arrested him shortly. Fumichika Nejima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And the people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. But the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? The same thoughts spread through everyone's mind and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting?
Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders.
But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand.
Okay, yeah, we knew that.
He didn't. You did?
Didn't she tell you?
You were you not paying attention?
Yeah, what the heck?
Do you think I pay attention? Fuck you. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. It was written in English. They said it was only thanks to me they managed to bring Jima to justice. That was the only time my father has ever said he was proud of me. That's fucked.
We don't have to bring the issues right now, please. Huh. I guess it wasn't the killer's day.
Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. Is something wrong?
Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejima murders.
So it has.
Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Oh god, here's the plot twist. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's... oh my god. There's precedent for the first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course.
That's right, I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society.
I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation.
Oh, really?
They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them reported for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employees. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace.
The way you put it, if you're saying Fumichika and Najima could be out on parole right now. Back in society under a new name with nobody any the wiser.
Bro.
What?
Okay, it's a man, okay. I don't know, I just thought it was like Yoko glowed up. I thought it was Yoko.
But the thing is, we wouldn't know. I guess we wouldn't know what he looked like, because I'm assuming the reason why they showed it is because it's the past. This is like the last, and I'm assuming his face was plastered everywhere.
That's
so we
true.
Don't know, so we wouldn't know what he looks like now.
Yeah, but it's still like. Wait, hold on. If we go to Yoko. Female. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's no way. Yeah. I just thought it was Yoko.
That was like a lot of it.
Yeah. Back in society under a new name, dude. Fucking go from this to this.
But then when you figure out, oh, it's female, he's a male.
Yeah, unless it's possible to do that also.
Yeah, that is also possible.
Let me just look at the eyes real quick.
Yeah, that is
probably not. Probably not. Okay. It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name-making parole a few months ago. I don't know if that was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind.
I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too.
I'm the killer! And then he kills her.
Do you have a lighter on you?
What was it?
I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone.
Hmm?
A janitor. I think I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nijima.
Oh?
He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remembered too. I told myself I'm just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all. So, what's next on Astral Revengers?
We'll probably see you guys next time. Not probably. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.